Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone Face Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we're here to watch some High Card. Last time on High Card was Samurai Girl. Finn swipes a client from Chris at the Pinocelli dealership as Wendy arrives late for work. The following night at the Crazy Eights bar, Chris tells Finn about the unwritten rule of their job, which include never letting Wendy get too drunk or draw her sword. The next day, Wendy remembers the words of her late father and manages to arrive on time. However, Chris finds himself taken hostage in a bank robbery. Wendy decides to rush the scene as the others follow on their own. Chris gets gunned down trying to shield a couple of escaping hostages, but arrives with his high card power. BJ manages to trap the thieves' escape van, and Wendy uses her card, the Ace of Spades, and summons Love and Peace. She manages to knock out the thieves and gets her sword sheathed. But one of the thieves takes VJ at knife point and reveals himself as another player, John Doe, with the Four of Hearts power Agent S, allowing him to split himself up to 4 extra bodies at once. Feeling trapped by the clones, in the words of her father, Wendy unsheaths her sword and lets the spirit of love and peace take over. Love P easily defeats John Doe and then starts attacking the other High Card members before Finn manages to knock the sword out of her hand, causing Love and P to sleep again. There's so much text to it,
Sorry,
isn't
I didn't
there?
know you transcribed the whole episode.
That's what they do.
By the way, the Teen Titans character I couldn't remember before, Billy Numerous.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember him now. He's got like the weird yellow and red outfit too, doesn't he? And works with like
Well, he's mainly
the people at
red.
the laboratory base.
It's red. I don't remember him working with him. Well, he is in the same group as a bunch of the Hive characters are, but I don't remember him
Hiya.
ever being in Hive. He's just like
Maybe he's just for hire, who knows?
he's like a redneck kid because he gets the redneck voice. But yeah, he can just turn into his infinite number of himself.
Hey,
It's
give us more
Billy
redneck
Numerous.
heroes. Alright. But this time they don't do next times on this show, do they?
They do.
What do you remember?
I remember the word power is in this episode's title. Game? Power game?
Right. So there's not a whole lot of speculating for us to do then.
Well,
Um,
my problem is you said they don't do it last time on, and my thought is they do. I remember they did, but now suddenly all I can remember is them singing in the back of a car, which is the ending of every episode. But they
uh,
do next times.
right. In that case, given that we can't quite remember what is about to happen, they have put everything on the board now, haven't they? At least in terms of all of the main characters. We've seen them, we've seen what their powers are, we have a decent idea of what their personality is, and we even hate one of them.
Would have no idea. It's an original property of which you've done zero research for,
Of
and
course.
I've done enough research to literally pull art assets to make the overlay. Which is to say, I read nothing, and
Right.
I grabbed what I assumed to be the main characters. However, HighCard has two different websites, an English one and a Japanese one. The Japanese one was filled with information. The
Huh.
English one had maybe 20% of that information. Like,
Ah, of
art was
course.
missing, character stuff wasn't there. I would literally have no idea.
Right. Well, I guess, I mean, from what I'm seeing, narratively, we've seen everyone who seems to work there have an idea of what they're doing. So we gotta be moving into an arc now, right?
Incorrect.
We've got.
There's typically phone calls that the boss is in,
Mhm.
receiving directives from an unknown person. So that's a major thing that we don't know about. Additionally, all
Yeah,
those
yeah.
characters that were in episode 1 before the cards get released are still poignantly have to be out there. So don't know very much about them other than
Mhm.
crime boss, two car agencies. So really,
It's gonna be car v car, alright?
well, and then mob family. But anyway, the point being is there are a vast amount of characters that we know exist that we know nothing about.
At least 52 of them.
No,
Alright. So, I think in that case, do you have anything else you want to add before we go ahead and move on and give it a watch?
I don't know. I sure would like it if people were to like this channel, though.
That's right. Everybody, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below to feed that algorithm. Top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered, uncensored, and uncut, as well as some early access stuff, you can check it out over on the Patreon. Just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure. It's all support the channel, just a little bit extra. Oh, right, the damage from last time. He's getting too old for this shit.
I was literally just thinking about that. Sir, I found this cigarette. It probably had DNA of a killer on.
Oh, lovely.
Someone from
Well, it's
your
either I pin
family.
you on the murder or I pin you on littering.
Sometimes
Alright, well, we
when
got the name drop.
when they say names, I was just watching a Prosd. I don't know how you say his name.
Pro SD, maybe?
The prolific voice actor who does also a lot of YouTube content and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
He had a video about what was it, fighting baseball? That someone Japanese coder had to make up a bunch of what they thought American names sounded like, and he just goes through the list, and it's almost like 90% nonsense because some of them sound like names.
No. Honestly, that's my favorite thing. Someone in one language is trying to invent stuff in another one and having no idea. It's charmingly fun when that happens for me. Because someone had to actually put effort into it and also has a lot of pressure to do well at the same time. This is somebody's best effort, and it's like, oh yeah, you know, your macaroni picture is really cute. Here, I'll put it on the fridge. You can't be mad at someone for getting something wrong like that.
I keep forgetting that this intro doesn't end where I think it does. It's the Lord of the Rings of intros.
Yeah, just faking you out. Oh, we got our side characters today.
Sherlock, Phantom Thief. Market Crash Mystery. Police SPCD.
Yeah, I remember when they were here. Look, you're so close to finding the conspiracy, but your boss is gonna keep shutting you down all the time.
You're opening folders that just say case closed. That's not even the way file types work.
Wow, really just doing that in public? Alright.
And this man back here is just playing Galaga.
I don't know, she seemed like she actually had a whole lot of good points, and everyone is just straight up ignoring it because they don't give a shit. He's a clone in disguise.
That's a name, right? Sugar? No, I'm pretty sure that's a thing. Young Sugar.
No one's ever been killed in this police station, not like the last time when the Terminator came through.
Although obviously I can't claim to know what's going on the other side of this mirror.
そんなことはさせません。警察はあなたが思っているようなところじゃない。
You obviously think we're competent. We're not.
ガキだから言えるんだ。いや、ガキだけじゃないぞ。おっと、ここは禁煙だったな。
Case closed.
不正を
Wait, I
犯し
mean,
正義をなすのが警察です。あなたは法律によって裁かれます。
I would give anything to have Detective Conan walk in the back. Small child.
That'd be a hell of a crossover, honestly.
And then
Almost
McGruff,
surprised
the
it
crime
doesn't
dog.
happen more often.
McGruff, the crime dog.
History's greatest detectives all together in one location.
ファミリーの人脈、金の流れ、知ってることを全て話してやる。どうだ。
正直に全部話してくれるのね。
Alright, come on, just the mirror explode already. We all know what's gonna happen.
承認保護プログラムの申請を。
任せろ。
ここはお願いします。私は重要参考人のところへ。
They will absolutely leave the room and he's gonna be dead.
ねえ、ピノクルって何者なの？
It's a fruit smoothie.
ガヌキに聞いてみな。だんまりかよ。ずいぶんご無沙汰だが、調子はどうだい？カジノでの大立ち回りといい、昨日の強盗の。
I guess they defied my expectations. The mirror didn't explode and somebody didn't shoot him.
This is a good point. There's literally been an incident every day for him right now.
でもな、少しは俺の身にもなってくれよ。まともに家にも帰りやしない。
Well, I mean, with a police force that has this many vehicles, I'd assume that they're getting paid to have the ability to cover that much.
Mhm.
すまんな、セオドール。
あいつはヘビだ。
Give my regards to Alvin.
締め付け、毒牙を向ける。たとえそれが昔馴染みだとしても。
なあ、セオドール。今何が起きてる？
The chipmunks really have ruined the name Theodore for me.
Oh gosh.
傷は間違えるなよ。
I'll go get the other brothers, Simon and Alvin in. They'll sort this whole mess up with the mafia.
Everyone's just named after a thing or a descriptive noun.
もう全然フィン、いいからご案内して。
ピノクル。
If you think about it, even Finn is a thing.
勤務時間は
Yeah,
朝
yeah.
9時から18時まで。19時には全員が退社。業務において不審な点は見られず。
John Doe is the most normal name of them all.
けど、
It's certainly not an alias, not at all.
掴んでみせる。
I don't know what you heard, but I'm not the devil.
ボビー、大怪我したんだってな。心配してるんだぜ。こんなところでボケッとつったって。ドアマンにでも転職したか？
てめえ、ボスと付き合い長いからって調子こいてると今ここで弾くぞ。
Oh, it's this guy.
冗談だよ。
I thought he was dead.
Yeah, actually, I'm amazed he's not dead. No, he did drive away. He
お前
did.
がやったやつ、素人のガキだったんだって？
No, no, he did get done in. He was dead.
いくらだな。
あの野郎。
Liz, I would not be standing anywhere near this guy. He's the Midas touch of marbles.
Yeah.
Won't someone think of the children?
So the detective has contacts with both families here.
あっちは PA システムズの幹部か。軍事産業まで抱え込んでるわけだ。バンクロンダイク。
Yeah, ban them all.
下戸なんでね。こっちの方がいい。
Sir, that's not a liquid.
ティルト、例のあれは。
もう間もなく。
Is having a little snack.
クロンダイクか、こそこそだ。
I'm not allowed to run down the street, you asshole. It's not against the law. Pulling a gun in the middle of nowhere, though, that is illegal.
警察よ、銃を捨て
And I'm a cop, so I should know.
え
You know, I'm not sure that would have actually stopped anyone from shooting.
だがそんな今日でも貧困に苦しんでいる子供が世界中に
Improper distribution of wealth.
どういうことだ
Off the top of my head.
Perhaps having singular families who hold lots and lots of money and power over large parts of society?
I think it's still based on what I just said.
続けられたのはここにいるみんなの協力があってこそだ。宮北顔もいるがな。
That's why I'm getting rid of half of you.
I was about to say, I was expecting like everyone not in the circle to die.
若い頃の彼は夢と希望に満ち輝いていた。今輝いてるのはおつむくらいだが。
Oh no, that wasn't a ball joke. I had actually slipped radioactive poison into your drink. I got it from my good friend Vladimir Putin.
They keep bouncing around the vibe here, though, you know, like between totally legit, but we know we're all kind of bad, versus, no, this was totally a mafia meeting.
言い訳なら書で聞かせてもらいます。
Well, a lot of these scenes have the feeling of like sudden explosive action is about to happen. Oh, this is that red guy. Oh, never mind. I thought we were underneath a bed and the ladies' man was doing his thing.
Right. Charity event going right back to mafia.
なんか怖い。
だが彼にも何か事情があったのだろう。それをここにいるみんなに聞いてもらいたい。
They already got him.
さて、なぜファミリーを裏切った？カードを失った俺をファミリーは許さない。だから。
I'm already dead, so what do I care?
俺銃なんて持ってない。
ようやく掴んだ尻尾。
You always have a gun on you.
ピノクルの正体。
That stupid ass lie.
何があるのか。必ず突き止めて。
And already assassinated for knowing too much. They are efficient.
Well, I guess they're trying to kill the detective lady, so...
Yep. Oh, jeez.
Oh, does he have a momentum thing?
Could be.
That his power is outside, turn your head a little bit, you can't stop it?
I like your creativity on it. I was gonna go with like telekinesis or something basic.
Well, you know, everyone knows the third law of thermodynamics. It's the most quoted thing ever when it comes to, like, you know, movement and what slows things down and whatnot. But you're right, it's probably more likely like telekinesis or some shit.
Like, this guy here has telekinesis, whoever's killing the detective.
我々は一つのファミリーだったはずだ。私はファミリーの分断を断固否定する。
You know, the bus didn't really do that great of a job crushing the car. I'm actually kind of surprised.
Well, conceivably, they didn't get hit by the bus. So any damage to their faces and shit is them just slapping their faces into the ground.
Congratulations, you've witnessed superpowers exist. Now that you have to die.
今この場から始めようではないか。真の団結を。 そして共に歩み出そうではないか。諸君。
I really feel like he should have collapsed to the ground by now. He's definitely dead. His head's just still spinning.
He certainly has asphyxiated, if nothing else. Man, those trash cans are built different, huh?
I was just watching the last episode of Reacher, where boxes filled with paper money, cardboard boxes, were stopping bullets.
I mean, it's not impossible. Like, not every bullet penetrates everything. The damn! I hope you got a shower in the back there. And he's completely clean.
Also mentioned it's raining. Oh wait, you didn't do it?
これは警告よ。今後ファミリーに干渉しないこと。もしまた私に銃を向けたら、あなたの命をもらう。
That's right, not all cards are created equal.
So are you gonna go through the murder or not? Are you doing it later? What's up?
I guess technically she didn't have to pick something up to put it in the bullet's path. She could have stopped the bullet.
Very true. And again, it could be like trying to catch a bullet, you know, with your hands. Like, okay, you still have reaction time and such to deal with.
She still moved an object into the way of the bullet as fast as it took him to pull the trigger. So clearly she has it. Oh look, they're the guys I was talking about at the start of the episode when you said that we knew everybody.
宮殿襲撃事件以降、街にプレイヤーが増え始めた。お前がカードをばらまくとは思えんし、セオドールも口が固くてな、正直お手上げだ。なあ、今このフォーランドで何が起こっている ?1 ヶ月前のあの夜、本当は何があったらしくないな、ヤング。知りたくなっちまってな、どうしても。
Come on, at least make eye contact.
Okay, but you know what my power is. It's gonna cost you a little bit of testicular torsion.
地獄の豪華に焼かれるフォーランド。セオドールのことは信用するな。いつか喉笛を噛みちぎられる羽目になるぜ。
昔みたいに酒を酌み交わすことはできないのか、俺たちは。
忘れたか、俺は下戸なんだ。
I just eat crackers. I'm hating this show now, though. I hate cigarette butts. It's really disgusting. And it's constantly all over the screen.
Welcome to any crime or mafia sort of setting. Everyone's got to constantly be smoking and drinking. Hey, calm down. It was only like several attempts to kill you. Yeah, no, you're actually completely justified to be scared right now. All this is crazy.
その方がいい。
ダメ。だって私まだ気になってる。まだ知りたいって思っちゃってる。
Fair enough.
なかったことになんて。
Be the thing that would kill me, I'm sure.
見て見ぬふりなんて私には無理です。夜も眠れ
You know, just finding out superpowers are real and you just want to know more now.
あなたを。
Yeah, very much. Would you even bother to sleep after learning? Would you not want to just keep learning?
Well, first thing I do is go to every casino and try every playing card.
Yeah, go ahead and bring in like 7 more decks here to the blackjack table. I'm feeling lucky.
Finn Oldman か。
どうかしましたか?
Detective, does it seem ironic to you that this young man's name is Oldman, and me, an old man's name, is young? Do you think it means
Name
anything?
gets older, but I stay the same age.
No matter how much I smoke, his portrait doesn't change.
周りからはよくバカにされました。みんな鬱陶しかったんでしょうね。でもどうしても止められなくて。
Now I know how I can stop having my life threatened.
新聞社に手紙を出したんです。そしたらお礼に鉛筆がもらえて嬉しかったな。なんだか初めて自分が認められた気がして。警察官を志したのもそんな気持ちからです。
I thought that's why you're going to be a newspaper editor.
Yeah, it's a real hard fight.
大した理由なんてないさ。この世界は絶妙なバランスで成り立って。
I think this man got the card of cigarettes. It's an infinite pack.
No, he just smokes like 12 packs a day.
Yeah, sure sounds like it.
You've seen his car, it's disgusting.
I sound more like that than he does, Griff.
Just haven't been smoking enough.
お前に任せたジョン・ドゥーナ。今朝、遺体で発見されたよ。
Oh right, she hadn't found out about it yet.
俺はお前を買ってるんだ。
Oh, that screen shake made me dizzy. Feel wobbly after that. Oh hey, all of our antagonists.
I hold the power of the edge.
Living on the edge.
So I guess that's everybody of a certain age goes to Aerosmith.
It's very popular out here in Forland.
Very popular back here in the 80s.
Hey, the 80s called. They said keep rocking on. They got good vibes back there.
The 80s called and it went right to my pager.
90s called. They asked me if my refrigerator was running, and I said, "Oh, it's horrible here in the future. Oh, everyone's dying," and then I hung up. It gave him a lot of anxiety. I think that's why I'm like I am now today.
I already watched that Ryan George sketch series.
Oh no, someone beat me to that joke. Damn it.
No, Ryan George he's a time traveler for a television show in the 90s. Gets sent to the modern era. And one of the running jokes is also that he knows when his co-host dies, keeps referencing it, and whenever he asks how or when, he just moves on to the topic at hand.
Oh, that's just a fun running joke, honestly. I'm just analyzing for details now. What do we got here? The answer is, they're all bad at singing.
Told you they'd do it next time.
Oh, but it's so quick. It flashed literally before my eyes. They're just like slightly creeping around, and that's all I got from it. So, let's see. So, we didn't start an arc, but you were on point. We had more characters introduced, basically who the antagonists are going to be. It is becoming clear this is going to be family versus family, and not just always a monster of the week thing.
Well, I mean,
That
there's
makes
3
sense. That's
different
fine.
families, so...
Oh gosh, right, we still haven't been introduced to that one. So you think they're going to take the whole season to get around to them, or they're just going to write on this one, or you think they're going to mix them in?
I mean, they have to, because we're on episode 6, and as far as I know, this would be a normal 12 to 13 run.
So I guess other question is, how do you think Marble Guy survived? Do you think they literally have a resurrection guy?
I mean, unless he keeps putting marbles back into his body.
Oh my gosh! If so, then suddenly Marble Powers is going up like a tier here, isn't
I
it?
mean, that's a supposition. We already have Regen Guy. I don't think they would just make Regen Guy weaker by giving somebody else Regen.
Ah, yes, I can regenerate, but I have to eat a lot. Ah, I can regenerate, and I have no consequences for it. It's like, hold up a second. It sounds like I got the wrong end of this.
That or there's somebody with the power to bring back the dead.
Just highly specifically. I'm sure there has to be constraints on it because, as with any media with resurrection, if you don't, then the question comes, well, why is anyone ever dead?
Well, I mean, every deck has a rules card in it.
Oh my gosh, imagine how tiny the text has got to be on that rules card for this deck, right?
We already know how tiny it could be, or should be, because the ace has text on it.
Ah, true. Maybe they just spread it out a bit. So do you have any ongoing thoughts here? Anything you want to cover?
Yes.
3, 2, 1. So do you want to cover it?
Well, I mean,
I gotta wait for the beat.
oh, suddenly I forgot what I was thinking.
Ah.
Well, no, I mean, we still don't know who the boss is of the car agency. And then also, no, that's basically it. I think there's a lot of loose ends that we have 6 episodes to tie into now.
Right, you want to get the higher level explanation of what's going on, and I understand that. You want it to tie together.
Like many guys that watch this show, I just want to reach climax.
Ah. Well, speaking of that, it has been a wonderful Stone Face Reactions here. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we'll catch you next time. See you around. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone Face Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?